When you sit down, make sure that your feet are connected to the ground. So you don't want them floating. You can always add a brick or a book or something under, but just helps to feel grounded. And then for me, I like to add a blanket to the back because my lovely yoga chair is not super friendly. It's not very warm and fuzzy, but it is a great chair. So I like to put a little cushion there. You can, of course, have your camera on or off. I've muted everybody, so we won't have any wild pets or shenanigans. Once you get comfortable, you can let your hands rest on your thighs, palms up or down. And I'll share this passage while you're here breathing, kind of letting go of the day and showing up right here for your practice. I read this yesterday and shared it in class yesterday morning, and it was so powerful. The author is Anika Izora. I am delighted to announce that I will not be hitting the ground running into the new year. I will be meandering about. I will be taking my sweet old time on this long and winding stroll. I'll be stopping to point out every perched bird and every tree that's bent like it's caught in an eternal wave so that I can gratefully wave back. I'll be drifting gently like dandelion seeds off a breath of hope. I'll be pausing to say hi to the fellow mosiers that pass by. I'll be ambling and moon-eyed and drinking in all the wonder eagerly awaiting my heart. I'll be paying closer attention. I will trust even when lost, I will find a path. The rush, the hand pointed to the ticking clock, they were left behind. Instead, I patiently folded an apricot jam and almond butter sandwich and tucked it into my tote before opening the door. The sky is beckoning. I'll be taking my time as I make my way towards it. And just take an exhale after that. And keep your eyes open if you'd like, or allow them to close. I'm going to add in a breath practice here. You can always just breathe in and out on your own. This one is a nice, a friendly one, I think. At the top of your inhale, you'll pause. And then you'll exhale and pause. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And it is not a big pause. It's very soft, maybe a semicolon more than a period. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Continue with your breath. Notice if your mind wandered. That's what it does. Just lovingly come back. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Couple more rounds. And release the pausing. Just let your body breathe naturally. I like that breath practice, pranayama, to remind us what it feels like to pause even just a little bit. And bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Pausing here to notice what it feels like. This is a gesture of gratitude or prayer hands. And from our hearts outward, we will send something good out into the world. Blessing, healing, maybe the ability to pause. People, we could all use that, right? You can release your arms and blink your eyes open. We'll bring awareness all the way down to the feet. So we're first just going to kind of lift. The heel will stay down, but you'll just move the foot a little bit. Maybe if you've traveled ever, they say that this is a good one to do on the airplane. And then just let your feet rest and notice. You can take your mind's eye, notice your heels, left heel and right heel, and the arches of your feet, and the outer edge and the inner edge. Notice your toes, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Notice left foot and the right foot. Do they feel even on the ground? Maybe one feels a little lighter. You don't have to change anything. One might feel like it's a little more forward than the other. And you might say a little thank you to your feet for carrying you around. And then we'll focus just on the big toes. So we're going to try to lift and lower the big toes. Sometimes they don't want to do this. You can go and you can lift one up and then the other. You can lift them both at the same time. You can also just be here and have the intention of lifting the toe and lowering the toe. Notice if you started to bite your tongue or added some sort of tension in the body. And let your big toes rest. Keep the big toes down and we'll lift all the other toes. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Does that feel like more effort, or maybe it's easier? Lifting and lowering, keeping the big toes down. Sometimes helpful if you're having a hard time sensing them, or you just would like to look at how cool that is and all the muscles working in your feet, you could take a peek. Okay, now we're going to go back and forth. Big toes lift and lower. Big toes stay down. All the other toes lift and lower. Just the big toes lift and lower. How's your breath? Other toes lift and lower. We'll do that a few more times. It's kind of a brain yoga. It's yoga for the brain too. One more time, we'll do big toes lift and lower, and then other toes lift and lower. This next one is not a crowd favorite, but we're just going to try it. Pinky toe and big toe stay down, and the middle 3 toes lift or not. Intention counts, going and getting them counts. Try not to make a fist. Yoga in the rest of the body, feet very active. Pinky toes, big toes down, middle 3 toes trying to lift. Notice how this feels in your arches. My arches feel like they lift a little bit, which they could use. Also the muscles in the feet, working. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Have fun with it. Don't stress out over it. Okay, release and let's lift a leg and scrunch and spread the toes. Scrunch and spread. If it's better to keep your heel down, you can do that. Scrunch and spread the toes. It's like they're waving. Maybe you give a wave. And then we'll switch sides. Other foot, scrunch and spread. Breathing in, breathing out. Scrunching and spreading toes. Fingers are relaxed. All right, releasing. Lifting one leg, an ankle circle in each direction. One way and then the other. And then release and switch sides. Ankle circle one way, then the other. Release and switch. We'll do one more with each foot. Maybe hearing some sounds And then both feet on the ground, pause. Close your eyes if you'd like. You may have some more awareness now of your ankles, your feet. We'll spend just about a minute here breathing. If you'd like to add in the pause at the top of your inhale and the bottom of your exhale, I'll invite you to do that. And releasing the pause. Let your body breathe. And we'll decide, yogi's choice. We are going to stand and walk around the edges of our mat for some balance and some sense of our feet now. If you prefer not to do that, you can be in your chair and you can create some walking of your very own. Okay, you're in charge here. You can make all the steps you want. Now, if you're coming up, you might just scoot your chair out of the way, but you can use your mat like a balance beam, and you can use your arms any way that's helpful. Just slowly walking right on the edge of your mat. Feel all the work in the feet and above. If you're ever bored with this, just close your eyes. Please don't fall. If you feel like that, then you open your eyes. Maybe you're going to pause. Since we're playing with that theme, you might pause mid-stride. There goes my floor. I'm going to break it one of these days. Breathing, maybe you'll go backwards. Whoa. Just a few more strolls. Maybe a pause. What if you did a walk sideways? When we go slowly, we really can feel and let the body negotiate. So you may notice if you went faster, the balance is almost easier. We make it slower to make it a little more challenging. All right, let's come back to our chair. And reach your arms up, gather up some goodness, big reach up, inhale and exhale to your heart. We'll do that twice more, inhale and to your heart, exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Okay, it's time for hands. We gave the feet some love. We're going to give the hands some love tonight. So we will start just by touching index to thumb then middle, ring, and pinky. We'll do that a few times. We did something similar on Tuesday with finger breathing, but this is just a touch and go, touch and go. And from my very long ago court reporting days, I'm going to come closer so that you see very closely with my hand. So we're going to start with the index and middle, and we're going to try to bend and straighten. So this takes a little coordination. And then the middle and ring, try to bend and straighten. I know if your head is hurting, just breathe and have fun with it. And then pinky and ring. Yes. Okay. Now for the fun part. If you did only one hand at a time, let's do the other hand. Index and middle. I saw some of you were super smarties doing your two hands at the same time. My brain said no. Middle and ring. Oh yes, my pinky wants to help out. And then ring and pinky. Okay, now we think about the palm of the hand. The palm of the hand, you're going to massage with one thumb. Just giving a massage, you're in charge of the amount of pressure. We start at the palm, and then we'll go all the way out the pinky finger, all the way out. You can actually gently pull and wiggle gently. Then we go back to the palm, massaging, and then we go ring finger all the way out gently. And we're massaging, and then all the way out the middle. And massaging, by the way, the other hand is getting so much love right now too, working, and then all the way out, index, and massage. And then the thumb, I kind of turn the hand over, massage. Okay, and then we'll just notice before we go to the other side, you can take a breath, and maybe the hand that you massaged feels a little different, maybe a little warmer or bigger. And then we'll switch hands. Massaging, and then going out the pinky. Massaging palm and out the ring finger. Massaging palm and out the middle. And massaging and out the index. And massaging and thumb. Thank you, thumb. Thank you for all that you do. Okay, and just like the toes, scrunch and spread, scrunch and spread, scrunch and spread. Inhale, exhale, scrunch and spread. And then we'll keep a soft fist. We'll make some wrist circles. Switch direction. And then let your hands open up softly, not jazz hands, but soft, circling. And switch direction. Good. Release. Take 3 full breaths right here. Some awareness on your hands. All right, we'll use the seat of the chair now. I wanted to do something with the hands and we're not going to do handstand. So you can use the seat of your chair. I'm gonna come right in close so that you can see. So we make a little spider hand and then we go down to flat hand and then up to spider and down. So if this is not appealing to you to be in this forward fold shape doing this, you can do it on your leg. Just spider hand and flat palm. We go up and down. How's your breath? I don't have a cushion, so it sounds like suction every time. Let's do a couple more. Beautiful. And you'll release. And before we come down to the ground, I wanted to take a little cat-cow in our chair. If you want to, you could do it on hands and knees, but we're going to do a twist here and a side stretch after the cat-cow. So you can sit on the edge of your chair. I'll turn so that you can see. Hands maybe on your knees or thighs, and we round into cat pose. And then we lengthen, extend into cow. And notice how you're breathing as you go in and out of these shapes. We usually instruct it a certain way, but I just wanted you to notice first. You can use the legs to really have some leverage. Spinal extension. Here's where we usually inhale. And then exhale, we round into cat pose. We'll take just a couple more. And if you're using part of the spine, your neck spine, if you're looking up toward the sky, you're not dropping the head back, you're still keeping the neck long. Happy neck. What the heck? All hands on deck. Last one. Coming back to neutral. Take your arms up and hold one wrist and we'll take a side bend. So you want to try to keep your torso forward. It doesn't matter how far you go, just noticing some stretch on the waist and up through the rib cage. And then you'll come up and switch sides. Breathe, breathe. And come up, release your hands, gentle twist. One hand outside the thigh. Your other arm can be wherever it's comfortable with your chair. And then if you'd like, you can look over your back shoulder, or you might slowly turn your head side to side a few times. Full breath in, full breath out, and one more. Coming back to center one time. Inhale, both arms reaching up. Inhale. Exhale to your heart. Switch sides. Second side for your twist. The back arm wherever it's comfy. And looking over your back shoulder or turning the head a few times. side to side. Two more breaths here, gentle twist. And back to center. Let's pause for 3 breaths. Whole body inhale. Whole body exhale. All right, we are ready to come down onto the mat, and we're going to put our legs on the chair, which is one of my favorite things to do when my low back is cranky or when I need an attitude adjustment. Not that I ever do. I'm a famous yoga teacher. My attitude is always great. That's sarcasm. Okay, so if your chair is metal and it's cold like mine, you might add a blanket there. I have pants, so it's going to be fine. And it doesn't matter for me which way, because I'm just going to take my legs onto the chair and I don't have a back that's in the way. So hopefully you can find kind of a good spot that feels supportive for your legs. I don't want you to have to hold your legs up. And then you have some support for your head and your neck. And take your time. I'm just going to get in to this shape now. You'll feel we're still in a seated shape, but it's a little softer now on the hip crease. The earth now is holding you up, and the chair is holding your legs. So it should feel fairly restful and inviting. And then you can decide with your arms if you'd like the Shavasana shape or maybe arms out in a T. And take some breaths here, maybe with a pause at the top of your inhale and the bottom of your exhale. You'll have a soft gaze or let your eyes close. A few more breaths here, just being instead of doing. If you're pausing at the top and bottom of your breath, let that go. And just allow your body to breathe. You're going to draw your right leg in toward your chest and hold behind the thigh. You can clasp your hands and we'll straighten and bend the right leg. And by straighten, I mean that you're just taking the foot up toward the sky. You're not trying to get a straight leg. You're just exploring. Now you can change the shape of your foot, which will change this movement quite a bit. You can point so the toes are reaching up toward the sky as you straighten the leg. And that feels for me very exciting and joyful along the shin, the front of the ankle. And then you can also flex, dorsiflex the ankle. Now you're reaching up. Oh, yes, heel toward the sky. Now maybe finding the back side of the leg, the calf muscles. And we'll do one more. And the same leg, right leg, is going to stay on top for the left, on top of your left leg for thread the needle. So this is a nice variation. Right leg is on top. My left leg is still on the seat of the chair. Yummy. Feels quite nice. If you want more, you can play. Maybe you draw the left leg toward your body. Now I can rest the heel on my chair. It depends. If my chair were the other way, there's a rung. I could rest my foot on the rung. You may have something like that on your chair, or you can just hold the legs in, a more traditional style of thread the needle. I don't want to overwhelm you with choices. Do one that feels good and trust when your body says, that's the one. We'll be here for several breaths, so you can try a couple variations if you want. And this is a delightful time to allow a big exhale out of your mouth. Two more breaths here on side one. And we'll slowly release, allow the legs to go back onto your chair, and just notice right leg and left leg. And draw your left leg in, holding behind your thigh. And we'll straighten and bend on this side. If you're hugging the leg in so much, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But make it feel comfy or let it feel comfy. Sometimes we're wanting to do more, more, more. But we're in mosey mode, moseying and meandering. And remember the shapes of the foot, reaching through the toes or reaching through the heel, and how that changes this movement. A couple more on this side. And then you'll bring the left leg on top of the right for thread the needle. Different side, different information. You don't have to do the same exact thing that you did on side one. So resting the right leg on the chair, or maybe drawing the legs toward you, resting the foot, or maybe you wanted to hold the legs. Again, you have time probably to do a couple of them. And invite a vocal exhale. You can open the mouth, make some sound, and let go. And last few breaths on this second side. And you can release your legs onto your chair. Take a few breaths right here. Inhaling, exhaling, recognizing that beautiful breath. Inhale, exhale. And one more here. We're going to let the arms float up toward the sky. And then turn your palms up toward the sky. And bend your elbows. Bring your arms so the upper arms touch. So we are doing a push-up. If we were flipped over, our knees would be down. This would be a nice push-up. And you're going to add any resistance that you want to add. You're pushing something up very heavy. And then you're letting something down slowly and mindfully. And you're breathing. We're just doing a few push-ups. Because why not? Pushing up. And something heavy, drawing down slowly, mindfully with breath. Finish the one that you're on and take one more. And then let your arms float up and move in any way that feels good. The arms can meander. They can wander around. It may become conductor arms. It may become circles. Keep it slow and gentle. And as we get ready to come down into Shavasana, we've been with our legs on the chair for quite some time, but if you want to stay, you can. If it's fine for you, you can stay. If you have room to just take your legs underneath your chair, you can also do that. If you must move to move your chair, be extra, extra nice. Move slowly, lovingly getting the chair out of the way. You can cover up with a blanket. You can add socks. If you're taking traditional Shavasana, a bolster or some pillows under your thighs. Head and neck supported, maybe something light and lovely across your eyes. Arms by your sides, palms up or down. Allow a little space for your armpits so that the air and the breath and the energy can just move around your body as you rest. You are more than welcome to shut your computer off and rest as long as you like. Otherwise, we'll be here for about 8 minutes of beautiful time for you to rest. And I'll let you know when it's over so you can completely surrender. Shavasana. Remain as still as possible. Just begin to deepen your breath. And let your whole body begin to fill up. You might breathe in through the soles of your feet. You might breathe in through the palms of your hands. And invite some gentle movement, fingers, toes. And maybe a full body stretch, reaching through your arms and your legs. And the whole body inhales, and maybe a gentle sigh for your exhale. When you're ready, bring yourself onto one side into fetal pose, a pose of new beginnings. We leave the practice, we leave what no longer serves us, and maybe we take with us permission to pause, to slow down, to meander. Bring yourself up to sit. And you'll bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice this evening. Take great care. Namaste.